Like, oh,
And
fudge.
Rob, you made it back from your insanity class.
Yes, I did. I'm tired.
So glad. It's just never the same without you.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. We got together this week and decided to try and figure out what the best topic we could do for this call. And the coaches in the group came up with Facebook. And I thought it would be a good idea to start the call and go around and ask everybody, if it's okay with you guys, tell us what your biggest stump is right now when it comes to Facebook, if you have a stump. Is it figuring out how to tell your story? And I'm asking this for a reason, because it really is going to help us talk on this call, but also guide everybody, and who couldn't be on the call, maybe they have the same question, and they'll get it on the recording. So I really, really would like to go around and ask everybody, we can start with Barbara, because she's right up there. Do you struggle with being consistent, with being creative, with just figuring out different things to post your story, soft inviting? Just tell us what you struggle with most.
I think it is probably, I seem to have good thoughts, but not when it's like around that peak time that I should be posting. So I make notes. I'm a note taker big time. And so like I'll get to work and I'm like, oh crap, I was going to do this. I was going to get it ready to post and then post it later. So it's timing. I'm a bad time manager.
Okay.
So I think of the best things when I'm walking the dog and I don't have anything to write on. And I think of things when I get to work and I think, okay, I write it down so that I can post it at peak time in the evening, and I'll forget it on my desk. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just feel like I'm all over the place.
Okay. I wrote that down. We're going to get back to that, because I'm sure all of us have maybe one tip we can give you, and it might help everybody else as well. It's funny, I had this conversation, I think, with both Kim and Tracy today about timing and thinking of things at inappropriate times. So, perfect. Yeah. So that was a great, great question. Kimberly?
Hi. Yeah, I tend to have these ideas when I'm, putting on makeup in the morning, or when I'm driving on my way to work, or just other random times. And it's not even necessarily an issue of, I think the biggest issue is just that once I've kind of lost my mojo with, going live, or, great idea for a post or whatever the case may be, I just end up not following through on it. I mean, even Kim, our size, remember we're going to do something with the size socks? Don't you remember? At Summit. Anyway, we were going to do something with our socks, and then we just kind of lost our momentum. And so I think that's an issue. Otherwise, I guess I don't get so bent out of shape about whether or not I'm posting at the right time, and maybe that will become more important. But I think right now it's more just working on the consistency and making sure that I'm posting and making sure that I'm following up and liking and commenting. I think maybe right now those activities are a little bit more important, so I'm a little less worried about the timing of it all. And then just kind of the more, not soft invites, but the, hey guys, I got this going on sort of thing, and just messaging on Facebook. That's what I struggle with.
Okay. And then we have Marion. Can you hear me, Marion?
I had to take myself off mute. Yes. So mine, it kind of piggybacks on from Barbara to Kimberly's, and mine has been figuring out the best way to like getting over the hump to share my story. That would be my biggest stumbling block. I've done pretty well with consistency. It just is, trying to figure out the best way to get out of my own way and share my story. Because I've got a great story. I just am not a strong writer, so I fear that, and so then I talk myself out of it. Sabotage myself.
Okay, that's a good one. That's really, I think that's a struggle with a lot of people have that same struggle. Julie, can you take yourself off mute? Let's see. Can you get Julie off mute? Oh, there she is.
Okay, sorry. Hey, I would have to say I love doing posts. I love sharing everything from pictures to recipes to what I happen to be doing at the moment. But Patty, as you well know, my problem is the call to action. I don't, I have people say, well, you inspire me. I love your pictures. I love your posts. They're the best posts and blah, blah, blah. But, that's all well and good. But I'm not getting action. So I would have to say, along with, I identify with what everybody else has said already as far as my story, and then adding value in conjunction with call to action. That's where I struggle the most.
That's great. Not great that you struggle, but it's great. It's a great topic. No, I think that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, the 218 area code, that was Cindy?
Autumn.
Sorry.
That's okay. For me, I think it's consistency because I don't know what to write about. Sometimes it's like, okay, I have nothing good to say or important to say that I want to put out there. And so consistency, I lack in that. I'll do good for a few days, like, oh, I have all these ideas. And then I kind of lose all that momentum and then start over. So it's consistency, but finding things to actually post about, getting different ideas and posting different things out there that are interesting.
Okay, so basically just like you run out of things to talk about and you feel like you have a lack of content that adds value.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. All right, this is great, guys. This is super awesome, helpful. Okay, now we've got Cindy.
Yeah, my turn. All right. I would say my biggest problem is scared to put me out there. I don't want to be the talk of the town for the wrong reasons. That comes from living in a small town. Oops. And then I struggle with what to tell.
Okay. So that vulnerability factor is there.
Yes, it is.
And then just struggling to figure out what you want to say. I think these are great. These are all, every single person had a really good thing. And we're going to talk about some of these tonight. We don't want to stay on the call till midnight. Julie has a beach to go to. I know, she'll be saving up. So I think Kim, do you want to go ahead and start on a few things, maybe talking about some non-Facebook posts and how easy it is to get started with that stuff, which can lead into, non-Beachbody posts. I say non-Facebook posts. You know what I'm saying. So
I knew what you meant.
It's easier to get started posting when you're not feeling like your every post is going to be about Beachbody. And so you can start with so many other different topics, and Kim's going to touch on that.
Yay. Okay, I'm going to try. Okay, 7:13. I have 7 minutes. I have till 7:20. Go. All right. So first of all, you should know that, and I talked to my team about this last week, so Kimberly's probably already heard this 18 times, but I'm going to say it again. Facebook is your storefront. You can also call it your billboard, whatever you want to call it. You are a retail outlet. People are buying you, okay? They're wanting to get to know you. You are the store, okay? So my question to my team last week was, because they were like, well, I don't really know how to add friends, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, would you tell somebody if they came, would you say, I don't want you in my store? So no, you wouldn't. If you had a retail store, you'd be like, everybody come in, come in. So first of all, don't ever feel funky about adding friends, okay, on Facebook, unless there's some creepy dudes. Sorry, I know there's Rob's in here, but he's not a creepy dude. But there are some out there. So just, as long as he's not a creepy dude, go ahead and add, right? So that's super important. So then we talk about what to post once you're in there, because people are trying to get to know you. Like maybe you send a friend request to somebody and they accept it. Well, what do you do when somebody whatever does the opposite and you say, yeah, I want to be your friend? What do? Do you go look at their wall sometimes? Do you have time? You do, because you're like, who the heck are you and where'd you come from? And maybe I knew you in junior high. And you got to try to jog your memory and see what they're about. Well, that's what they're doing with you too, okay? And you can tell sometimes because maybe a new friend of yours will suddenly like a post that you posted 3 weeks ago, which means they're stalking you a little bit, and that's okay too. So what you want to do is you want to be able to post about who you are, what you're about, because that's what people, this business, they call it attraction marketing. You're attracting people to who you are, not necessarily Beachbody, okay? Beachbody is part of who you are, but it's not who you are. I'm not Beachbody. I'm Kim. I'm a mom. We own a bike shop. I have horses, I have a dog and cats, apparently I have a small zoo. And I post about that stuff all the time. That's what I post, that's who I am. I might post about, probiotics because I got IBS or, whatever it is. Today I put up a post about the fact that I had to come home and turn the dang heater on, which I'm still not happy about. And I was not kidding. I was upset about it. And so I posted about it, and I posted it like, I don't know, 45 minutes ago, and I think 17 people have already liked it and 5 have commented. I mean, there was no picture, nothing. It was just like, dang it, I had to turn the heater on. And so, but stuff like that, like people want to get to know, well, why did she have to turn the heater on? Where does she live? Oh, she lives in Colorado? I got it. And so people start to become interested in who you are because of who you are, all right? So you should be posting about your life. And so what I tell my coaches is, take pictures of your life, like constantly. Where are you right now? What do you do? What'd you have for dinner? Where'd you go this afternoon? Take pictures of what's going on in your life. And so you will always have, backlog of pictures to be able to go back to and say, oh, okay, well, I can talk about that. Like I posted a thing today about my daughter wanting a salted caramel milkshake. That was 2 weeks ago. It's just, I couldn't think of something to post about yesterday. So I posted something from 2 weeks ago that I hadn't posted yet because it was just something that happened and it was cute. And so I posted it. But, that's the thing. Like, that's what you post about. You post about like everyday things because you're trying to help people get to know you. And then when they get to know you, then they become to trust you. And then when they trust you, they want to join you. And that's what people are doing. That's what's going on here. So if somebody doesn't know you and know what you're about and know what you stand for, are they ever going to trust you? They're not. They're not. So you have to get out there and you have to be able to tell people who you are. So I heard somebody say that they were afraid to put out who they were because they didn't want to be the talk of the town for the wrong reasons. Well, clearly you're not going to post about politics. You're not going to You're not
Sorry.
You're not going to post about controversial stuff. I don't post about guns. We have 32 of them in our house. They're actually in the garage, but nonetheless, I'm not going to go post about that on Facebook because it's controversial. Not that I don't want people to know that I have guns. I could care less if they know that I have guns, and maybe we'll talk about that someday. It's just not something I would go, hey, welcome to my retail store. I have guns. It's just not something I would do, or welcome to my retail store. Here are my political views. That's not what you want to do. That's not helping people get to know you. All right. It's lifestyle. They're following you for your lifestyle. So then the question is, how do you decide when to post a Beachbody post? All right. And generally when you look at other coaches' stuff, they say, that you're going to post about, for every 5 non-Beachbody posts, you're going to post 1 Beachbody post. So if you post twice a day, so you've got, let's say today is Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday. So you post twice today, Tuesday, twice Wednesday, once Thursday, that second post is allowed to be a Beachbody post now. But if you post once a day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, time to do a Beachbody post, but Saturday is a horrible day to do Beachbody posts. So you do that Sunday evening. So that's about what the ratio should be. For every 5 of your posts, 1 of them can be a Beachbody post. And there's a bunch of reasons for that. One is that as somebody's scrolling through your wall, you don't want to be like, Shakeology, Beachbody, Shakeology, workout, Shakeology, Shakeology, Shakeology. Oh, she's a mom? Shakeology, not cool. People will stop following you, so don't do that. So that's kind of how the ratio works. So it really depends on how many times you post a day. I'm usually a once a day poster. I did 2 today. The other time it's a good time to post Beachbody post is after you've had a very successful post that's your own post. Like, I think Patty did something that was super successful. I can't remember what it was right now, but she posted something that, had a lot of likes on it. That would be a good time to follow that up with a Beachbody post. And maybe it's only been three posts since you did a Beachbody post. Fine, do it. And then, maybe stretch the next one out a little bit. But that's a really good time. So if you have a super successful post, you better do a Beachbody post next, because it's okay and it's good, because you will have more people seeing it. I have no more minutes left, but I wanted to tell you one more little hint that I do that works for me. On my phone, in the pictures, you have different albums. So I made an album that says post ideas. And so every time, I'll, about once a week or maybe once every 10 days or something, I'll go through my pictures and move stuff into the post ideas thing. And really the only reason I have that file on my phone is when I'm lost, when I'm stuck, and I'm like, I don't know what to post about. So I'm going to go back into my post ideas little file, and I'm going to post something from there. And it can be pictures from my life, but can also be like when Patty does a really good post or Tracy does a really good post, I'm going to take a picture of it, and then I might do a little riff on it, because we're all about duplication. I'm not going to copy what she says, because Patty and I don't talk alike. Like, my friends would be like, who? That's not Kim. So, I'm going to do something else, but that's the other thing I do. Or if I find a really cool inspirational quote somewhere, I'll take a picture of it and put it in my post ideas thing. And then when I get stumped, I've got a place to go. So right now there's like 40 things in there. I never have an excuse not to have something to post. All right, I'm going to be quiet now because I'm running out of time. Next.
I'm going to take myself off mute. We all have times where we feel super creative, and I know a couple people mentioned this about, like, I'll be in the shower, I'll be doing this, or I'll be walking the dog, and all of a sudden a thought will come to me. I don't go anywhere without my phone, and I have notes, and I just talk into my notes, and then it's there. And I have post ideas, just like Kim has pictures. I have post ideas that are constantly there, and I look, and when I'm feeling like I need something that day, I go through it. Oh, this is perfect. This is inspiration. I'm needing this today. Or this is super sunny, positive, Patty, and I'm going to put this today because I'm feeling this way. So just your notes will just continue to grow. And then I have the same thing with Kim picture albums. There's days when I have an extra half an hour and I'm feeling creative, and I'll just knock out 4 or 5 inspirational posts and stick them away. And then I use them for when I'm really feeling it. I don't force it, but like someday I just feel like calling out a friend and, saying something nice about friendship, and there's that post ready for me. So, all right, I'm going to turn it over to Tracy.
All right, Mighty Mouse, why are you done? Do you have Bible study or something?
No, I just didn't want to take up the whole time.
Oh, okay. I thought you were leaving.
I can talk for days on this. No, I'm hanging out.
Okay.
You can't get rid of me that easy.
So just like she created albums, I'm just going to piggyback on a couple of things that she said. You can also, and I'm sorry, I had all 3 other family members in here a second ago. So Patty, if you said this, I apologize. I missed it. But I also like to hit the save button in Facebook. And so if I see a post that somebody has, I'll just hit save, and then I'll go back to it. Tonight was bonkers at my house, and I had 4 really good post ideas, and I was like, you know what? I just pulled up my notes in my iPhone and just jotted down 4 bullet points. Like, okay, I want to post about this, post about this, post about this. And now Kim talked about, the ratio, and yes, that is so true. I mean, I had somebody post the other day. It was not a comment. It was a flat out post, and was like, I am so tired of all of these MLM people all over my news feed, blah, 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 blah. And, there were 2 ways that I could have reacted to that. I could have been like, okay, I'm not going to post about my business for the next 2 days because somebody had something rude to say. Or I could take a look at my news feed. Sorry. I can take a look at my news feed, which I do regularly, and look, like, is there
a good picture of who Tracy really is. And then, and make sure, like, am I posting enough about me, who I am, what my life is about? Like, I remember when I first started coaching, Shay saying, you need to provide like a G-rated reality TV show into Tracy's world. And if I am, then you know what? I'm proud to be a Beachbody coach. I'm not a coach. I'm a life changer. And if you really, take your job, I was just talking to a new customer today, and I picked up a new Shakeology customer who switched over to me. Long story, it was ethical. Let's not go into it. And the girl was saying, she's like, she's gotten more support from you in just the week and a half that she's been in contact with you than she's ever received as from any other coach. So if you're in this group right now, then you're supporting your people. You're giving them the value, and you're truly changing their lives. And so I'm proud that I do what I do. But my point is you might have a great ratio of showing people things other than Beachbody, but if you don't get those Beachbody posts up there, people are not going to know what you are and what you do. Okay? If you're not posting about your challenge groups, your transformation, your story, the successes you've had, the changes you've made, the struggles you've had, why Shakeology's changed your life, how much you love being a coach, how much you love the network of coaches that you work with, the nutritional things that you've learned, how you can go out to dinner at night and you know how much you're supposed to eat now, and you don't leave the restaurant hating yourself and feeling stuffed because, hello, you did the portion fix and you know how to eat for a lifetime. I mean, go on and on and on. If you don't post about those things, then you are basically a storefront that has not opened your doors for business, period. Show it. That's right. That's right, Kim. I am proud to do what I do. That's right. Sorry, you've kind of got doctor handwriting. Are you a doctor? Oh, okay, good. So, I mean, you have to open your doors for business, and you have to share what you do. I took a picture of my cauliflower crack that I made for dinner tonight. I haven't had a chance to post it because, hello, my life has been crazy tonight, but I'm going to share it. And if someone comments, then this is an idea that I got from a live video that was in the Beachbody Champions group that Patty told me about. She's an adorable little girl too, and her name's Ellie. But if someone comments on it, be like, these are the types of recipes that we share in my groups, and this is why I share what I share, blah, 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 blah. That's an invitation right there. It's a soft invitation, but it's still like you're showing there are so many different ways for you to show people what you're about. You're not just about a shake. You're not just about a workout program. I want to address a challenge that was mentioned. Barbara, you were talking about, and I so understand this, because you were talking about how you'll think of an idea and you're out walking the dog. I'm assuming you have your phone with you. Okay. So I would just pull up my notes and Siri it. It may have a bazillion spelling errors, but still, like, you can just literally dictate a post. If you're really having like a moment of feeling so creative and this is just from my heart, then you can capture the essence of something that you're feeling, Kim, while you're driving. Okay. Like if I don't know, I'm good with my phone, so I can pull up notes and then just click the button. Or here's an idea. I just thought of this earlier. I'm going to start doing this. It's going to make my husband crazy, but I'm going to Voxer him. When I have an idea for a post, I'm just going to be like, hey babe, you don't need to listen to this. I'm about to send you a message. And then I'll send him another message, and I'm just going to Voxer him my post idea. Because let's face it, there are times where you're more creative than others. Like there have been times where I've sat down and done 3 or 4 blog posts, boom, in a row, because as I used to say when I would help my colleagues at AstraZeneca with their business scorecards, that's the I am so great document that you have to write about yourself every year. When the bullshit flows, you got to go with it. And so I would, when it's flowing, when you're creative, when the words are coming out, when you're able to express how you feel, send yourself a Voxer or your hubby or your, you know what I mean? And, just have them save it. And then you can forward it back to yourself, star it, and it'll be there when you need it. Because I totally get it. Like, we all come up with the best ideas when, you're at the top of a ladder, or, you're somewhere, or you're on your horse and you can't do anything about it. Right. Well, I don't know that I would be Voxering somebody from a horse. Let's see. I had a question about something that Julie said earlier. So Julie, you had said that you struggle with a call to action, and then you had said, I'm going to take you off mute so you can talk to me. You had said that people tell you that they love your posts, that you inspire them. I'm assuming, I totally think you are, but are you having conversations with them on the back end then, if they are making those comments?
As much as I can, yes.
What do you mean,
yes,
as much as you can?
Well, if 20 people are saying that I inspire them and I'm doing my Teamsy and I'm only getting to 10 of them, you see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get to all of them, yes.
Okay,
but
good.
I don't get to all of them probably like I would like to. Yes.
So then perhaps scrolling through who all made those comments and deciding, like, by looking at their profiles, who's hot and who's not,
Yeah, I was listening to something that Bo Eason was talking about, and I didn't realize this. He said that when you have people commenting on your post, that those people, you should go and comment on their posts as soon as you can, and those people are going to be the next people to see your next post. Have you heard that before? I didn't realize that. So I'm missing, if you get like 30 likes on your post, how many people can you get to? But I'm trying to do that now.
That's good.
So I had not heard that before.
That's when that darn list that Patty keeps talking to me about comes into play. Okay, so I think that somebody else should take it from here, just so I can get more ideas in my head. I know we had Marion mentioned getting over the hump of sharing her story. I think, Patty, you would probably be good at addressing that, just because how many friends did you have when you, okay, you're nodding your head, so I'm going to just be quiet.
That's good. I'm good. Hang on just a second. I got dishwasher noise back here.
Hi, Jimbo.
Hey, T-Rex.
He was trying to be quiet like a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. Yeah, I basically never posted on Facebook when I started as a Beachbody coach. I posted once, maybe twice every 6 months, and there were never pictures. I had no idea how to do a picture. It was just verbiage, and that was it. I had about 150 friends, and the thought of inviting friends scared me because I'm like, it just took a little bit of time. And once I started thinking about groups and people who I should be friends with, like high school friends and people I used to work with and old neighbors and cousins and friends of my cousins, it just started growing, and it became natural once I started doing it. So that was kind of my first hump. The second hump was that afraid to be vulnerable on Facebook, because I was friends with people that I worked with. I was really afraid to put it out there and say, hey, y'all, I'm a Beachbody coach. I didn't realize anything in the beginning about soft posting. I didn't realize that I could say these lives have been changed, or my life, and kind of just soften my way into it, like tiptoe. I just thought you had to go out there and just say, hey, look at me. Here's my muscle. I'm drinking a shake. Don't you want to be in my group. I mean, I really didn't get it. So it took a while, and it a good couple months for me to finally figure out it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It can be this nice area where people are so comfortable. They still want to see what you're doing, but you're not out there just saying it. Maybe you just have the Shakeology cup kind of on the side or whatever, and I think we all figured that out by now. But once you get past that vulnerable feeling, I mean, I'm not out there doing anything but helping other people get healthy and setting a good example for women of all ages. I don't think so I'm sure people talk about me behind my back. They probably say, oh my God, that girl, she works out every day. She, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know what? Look at me. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. You can talk about me all you want. But it's the lifestyle I choose. And you know what? When I look at all the lives and the hundreds in 2.5 years, the hundreds of lives that I've changed, it is worth every single post and every single person I've inspired. So you can get over that. You just got to just say, okay, I'm okay with this. I'm not selling crack, right? Well, it kind of sort of is. Anyway. All right. Does that help at all? I don't know if it helped at all. Or Amy, Kim, do you have anything else you want to say? No? We're good?
I'm going to piggyback on what you said, though.
Okay.
Your posts are amazing, and you speak to so many people, and you're so inspiring. But I'll bet if you were to go back 2 years and look at your posts, some of them might make you blush a little. And your posts are good because you've practiced. I mean, 2 years, every single day. And maybe it's not about Beachbody, but Patty, I've been partnering with you for, 2 years now. Yeah. And you put a lot of thought into your posts. And it takes practice. So just like learning to swim or speaking a foreign language or, learning how to use a computer, whatever it is, you're not going to be perfect at it in the beginning. And the only reason why I'm good on a computer is because I decided, actually, you know what it is I made a goal that my children were not going to go away to college without me knowing how to turn the television on. I said, they're not going to exceed my knowledge on computers. And so that has been a goal of mine. It's taken time. It's taken practice. So, you're going to be uncomfortable. The great thing is, though, all right, and I don't know if you guys know this. So a post is up. You don't feel like you got the amount of comments or the likes that you wanted. Seriously, how many people out there do you think looked at that post and then came back to it later and said, oh, wow, Patty only got 3 likes on that? Probably none. Okay. All right. So when it's down the news feed, it's down the news feed. And then the next thing you can do is you can go to your timeline. All right. You go to your news feed from a computer. So you open up Facebook and you click on you, and you're looking at what your page looks like to somebody that comes to your page. You can hide it. All right. Doesn't mean you're deleting it. Doesn't mean that picture is going to go away. All right. And I'm a firm believer that unless it's absolutely horrid or it's like something that turned out to be controversial, and there was some ugly going on in the comments, don't delete it. Leave it. Mm-hmm. But hide it. And that way, because you have to realize if somebody says, oh, who's this Kim girl? She looks interesting. And they go to your news feed, you only have 3 or 4 posts at most of them scrolling before they decide this is someone I want to know and follow, or she's just another coach. Right? So you can just click hide from your news feed. It'll still be in your history, but it's not going to be it's not going to be on your news feed, so people aren't going to see it. That is one of the reasons why I now require my approval before anybody can tag me in a post, because I get tagged in stuff almost every day. And every time an Il Divo concert comes around, y'all don't even want to know how many crazy things I get tagged in. And so I need to be able to hide stuff. and it's a great feature. So my point of telling you this is you're not going to be perfect. You're going to have some great posts that you just think, I am so good at this. And then you're going to have some posts where you're like, oh, wow, that didn't go so well. And that's okay, because no one is sitting there thinking about it.
I wanted to add to the way that Facebook is working these days. Okay, y'all ready? I'm going to scare you, some of you, maybe some of you not, but the live thing is really, really important. Rip off the Band-Aid. Go talk about something. You can talk for 5 minutes about anything, y'all. And if you think about it, who cares what it is? Just go do it, and if you have to have, a little, I don't know, I like when I first went live, I was with Kimberly right down here. And I did not want to go live, but I was with her, so I felt better about it. And it was almost like having like a cover, like a little bit of a shelter from going live. And like one of our coaches on our team, the first time she went live, she went on to talk about the portion control container system, because that's something she knew really well. She knew she could talk about it, and she didn't feel uncomfortable talking about it. And it was also, again, kind of a little shelter because she had the containers, So if it's something that you know a lot about, you can get on there and talk about it. I don't care what it is. I mean, or just a feeling. Like, I get my best ideas for my live stuff when I'm working out. And so I have a sticky note thing downstairs, and I'll just write "go live about," and I'll just have a list of things going that I can go live about. And then I can just pop on, and I tend to do it on Wednesdays because I'm home all day on Wednesdays. And so I'll go in and I'll talk about it, whatever it is. And, but, make it 5 minutes. I mean, seriously, I've been talking for 5 minutes right now, get on there and do it. Because the thing is it makes Facebook bring your stuff up to a higher level. More people are going to see your other stuff when you've gone live, because that's just where it is right now. That may change next week, but right now it is. So if you go live and you have 3 people that show up, I can promise you that the next time you post a regular post, it's going to get a lot of views. Just saying. That is all.
Every time you go live, you increase your chances of being discovered.
Yep.
It's big in terms of affinity.
Huge.
I don't know that we talked about this yet, and I think a good rule of thumb really anytime. If you want interaction, okay, here's the thing. A good rule of thumb, if you are wanting people to interact with you, you want people to comment, especially commenting. Liking is another thing. You need to ask yourself before you hit the post button, so what? Like, what are you saying? What are you telling them about you? Because if you say, so what to yourself, like, I posted a really stupid post earlier today. I got to look it up. But I did it, and the frog. It was like, okay, but it was a little dinky frog.
I liked it.
I liked it.
Okay, that's a bad example. But I have my so what posts where I post it, and I'm like, you know what? I had not posted all day, and I was like, oh shit, I haven't posted all day today. That is so against the rules. And so I just decided, this is, in front of me. And because I do see the world in Facebook posts now. I can't even drive to the back of the neighborhood without seeing something that I could take a picture of and and write about. Yeah, Patty too. And so, but you need to ask yourself, so what? Because if you ask yourself, so what, and you don't know, like, if you can't think of at least 5 friends and what their smart comments would be in response, or what their opinion would be, or will it make them laugh, or I can see this girlfriend of mine chiming in, then you need to either rewrite it or you need to find something else to post about if you want interaction. Do you agree, Kim?
I do. I'm making faces because I'm trying to remember something. I do agree with you. Do you remember, I'm sure more than one coach has said it, and I was listening to it, and I did not write it down because it was kind of profound, and I probably should have, but I didn't. And so she was talking about the 3 E's of posting, that your post should always either educate, entertain, or something else, and I can't remember it. What was it?
Was it like evoke emotion?
I'm going to have to go look it up while we're still talking because it was so good. But even just educate and entertain, that's good enough, right? But there were 3 of them. There were educate, entertain, and something else. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. Every single post should fall into one of those categories. Now I got to go figure out what the something else is. But if every post, either educates, entertains, or something else.
Maybe enlighten or something like that.
I have to go look at that. It's driving me nuts. Now I can't even remember who said it.
5 good ones, actually.
Yeah, but anyway, so it should fall into one of those categories. And if, like Tracy said, when you're about to hit post, go, so what? And be able to answer your question. Be able to say, so what? Be able to answer your question. Go, oh, well, this is what? Well, I posted a thing about the heat because I think everybody in our valley right now is going, what the heck? Why is it snowing? That's so what? Everybody's a little shocked. So it was really that. And then my friends in Texas will go, oh, but I still have the air conditioner on, ha ha.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally jealous.
Right. So see, that's what. It gets interaction going, gets people going. It gets people talking to each other, not just me, but my friends talking to each other. So it does that. And that would be entertainment.
How about engage?
That's what it is. It's engage.
Is that what it is? Did you? I think it was in Beachbody Champions, wasn't it? The video. It was short. It was
all right.
Really
so
good.
What is it?
Entertain, educate, and engage.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Yay, Kimberly.
I have a brainiac friend who always posts like super cerebral stuff, and like she, unless it's like Go Gators and something about a football game, she doesn't get a lot of interaction. And I commented on something recently, and she messaged me, and she's like, you're the only person that said anything. And I, I was trying to be lighthearted, and I'm not going to go into like all the nitty gritty about how Facebook works, but I just wrote back and I was like, yeah, well, people either want to laugh, cry, or, they want to feel something. Because they do.
One other thing, I'll give a quick tip on regarding recipes, sharing recipes, you guys. Make something that's luscious looking and healthy. You are going to get comments, and those are going to be people that are going to be from out of the woodwork that have never commented or liked anything before. I promise you. So make something delicious. Save the picture for 7 or 8 o'clock time. Just, don't post at 11 o'clock at night. Don't waste things like that. Just say, oh my gosh, whatever you want to say. We made this in our group this week. Just a soft little thing, but don't give away the recipe right away. Just say it was amazing. It was healthy, and my family gobbled it up. And if it's pretty, you're going to get a ton of comments. And they're going to be, I've got people that commented on a recipe that I did that had never commented before. Never. And I'm like, now I'm writing all their names down. And so that's just a tip. At least, one pretty recipe picture goes a long way. So clean, clear, one picture, not a bunch of different things, because that gets all lost in the Facebook. Another comment I would make was the cleaner and the clearer the better for all your pictures, rather than trying to cram a bunch of stuff. Because if I'm looking on somebody's new feed and I see 8 pictures, I really don't have the time to click on one of them to see what they're talking about. So I might scroll past. So I am a firm believer of nice, clear, concise, grab them on that one picture. And if you're on vacation.
Unless you're on vacation.
Unless you're on vacation and
you're in Cyprus.
I'm just saying like a recipe post or something like that. Yeah. You have a hall pass.
Yeah, or like I worked out today. You don't need more than one picture.
Something else. So see the lighting in my face right now in my Zoom thing. This is bad lighting for Facebook. Don't put a picture that looks like this on Facebook. because it actually, I have noticed this, that if you put the same exact picture, so if I put this picture on Facebook right now, nobody would see it. If I took this picture and then messed with the color and the lighting and everything and adjusted it and put it up, tons of people would see it. Okay, so make sure that if you're going to take the time to post a picture on Facebook and talk about it, make sure the picture looks like Patty's lighting or Julie's lighting, you know, so it's not dark and dim and yellow. No good. Then you look like you got cirrhosis. So don't do that. Make it a pretty picture with good lighting.
You can doctor pretty much any.
Matters.
You can doctor just about.
Totally. Did you guys see Rob's comment? Make sure you can see the eyes. That's really, especially for your profile picture. And I've heard that a couple of times from the top coaches. Do not put a profile picture with sunglasses on. Nope.
Because then you're a shady character. Get it?
The eyes behind there.
Hey. You should have like 2 or 3 editing apps on your phone that you are great with and that you love. Yeah, I know, I'm so cheeky. I love YouCam Perfect. That one is amazing. Patty, you loved it. Some of the edits that I did. I also use Snapseed, and those are my main like editing pictures. I've learned with Snapseed. It took me a little time to get to know it, but you can do a lot in there. You can change lighting, you can change colors, you can make yourself look glamorous, you can blur out all of the picture except for you. And then of course I love Photofy because it has awesome artwork and I can brand it. So I like all my little pictures. If there's a Daily Dose of Tracy, most likely I did it in Photofy because I pay $1 or $2 a month to be able to put my logo on my pictures. And to me, that's worth it because I don't want people stealing my face because, you know, I'm just kidding. But, you know, people do that.
All right. I know that we've got a couple. I know Barbara's probably got to get going. She's probably got to pack and stuff. Do you take yourself off mute, guys, if you have any questions at all? And raise your hand if you do. You can take yourself off mute. Anything that we didn't cover? Are we good? I'm glad we got it all the way in the beginning.
I have something. So Autumn, you mentioned content with value. I hope that the like screenshotting and creating an album in your phone would work for you. Is that an animal that you're talking to?
Sorry.
You sounded really nice, so I figured it was an animal. Or, you know, the save button on your Facebook. Y'all know that I love my team, right? You know I'm joking. And then Cindy, you had mentioned that you're scared to put yourself out there and you don't want to be the talk of the town. Okay, so I'm just being like, how long would you be the talk of the town?
Until the next thing came along.
Okay. And is it really so bad that, I mean, so many people are doing network marketing things. Like, I think that, I'm sorry, go on.
I will send you the picture. There's this one girl who puts herself out there. And so now people make memes of her pictures. And I guess it's just, I don't know.
But I've seen your posts. Like, no one would ever do that with you. So I guess my point is number one, how long would you be the talk of the town? And you've chosen something that's near and dear to your heart, you know, helping others take better care of themselves. And that's something to be proud of. It's not like, and I have no problem with this, I'm having a party next month, but it's not like you're doing pure romance and posting sex toys all over Facebook, right?
Right.
And then you talked about what, you know, like what you want to share. And I think that, and I'm saying this for everybody, not just you, but perhaps picking some coaches that speak to you like even top coaches, and following them. You can, I know I've shared this, I can't remember if we've talked about this before, but if there's somebody that, like, I know when I struggled with consistency, Becky Hilty is a posting machine. And so I made her a close friend on Facebook so that I got a notification every single time she posted. And I'd be like, oh my God, I need to post. And so that was a really good, that helped me. So you can make coaches that, if you're already friends with them and you like their posts and you think that the kind of value that they bring you can relate to, then you can make them a close friend, and that way you get notifications when they post, and that, you know, or you can just click the follow button, but you're not really guaranteed to be able to see them. But, you know, you can click the save button and make it your own later. That's always good. We did a call with Jamie Fitzpatrick with our diamonds recently. I'm totally stalking them now. They're awesome.
Okay.
I know that all takes time, but, oh, Rob, go ahead.
Cindy, one thing you might want to look at, and I don't know if you want to or not, but probably would be a good idea to look at Robin's post, Robin Stanley. I would go there and just take a look. And I have to tell you, one of the hardest things that she did was rip off that Band-Aid, because she's an extraordinarily private person, super conservative, and was very much afraid of what people would say. And when she finally did, her post was extremely well thought out. She did a really nice transformation, and it wasn't anything that was like super revealing or anything like that. It was just tasteful, and I find it hard to believe that anyone would think anything other than, wow, what an amazing thing that she's doing, if you would just put it out there in that fashion. Small community or not, if they see that and they see the transformation and change that you've done with yourself, it's not going to be the talk of the town. It's going to be, wow. And I truly believe that in my heart. So I think if you were to share it like that, that would be transformative.
Okay.
That was good. That was awesome, Rob. Thank you so much. I think that Kim has something to say. Kimberly.
Yes, I'm Kimberly.
Sorry, Kimberly.
That one's Kim. She's right there on my screen. Well, I was going to say that, and a couple of you on here know this, that I can't remember. I was doing some sort of live talk about something, and one of my friends posted, "How is Bragg Camp going?" And it really distracted me, and I didn't really know what to make of it. And it wasn't until later that I realized that he was kind of being crappy on purpose. Kind of poking fun at me a little bit, not necessarily really trying to hurt my feelings, but definitely trying to take a jab. And, I could have really let that shake me, but not that I've really done much with this, but it actually kind of made me feel like, aha, I've arrived. I've pushed through. People know, like in a way it actually made me feel more powerful. Like people are taking notice and they're kind of jealous, or, they're seeing that I'm making these improvements and they're not doing that for themselves for whatever reason. They're not ready to do that. And so instead of that maybe making me feel bad about what I'm doing, it actually made me feel better about sharing and showing what I'm doing and the improvements that I'm making, and trying to be vulnerable. So I just thought I would just add that, in a way, when you draw criticism, it means that you've actually arrived.
Sorry, that was long and awkward because I couldn't take it off mute. That was awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I mean it. You're right. You have arrived.
I agree. I think that's a very good point.
Does anybody have any questions? I feel like we've been quite verbose tonight, but I think we were feeling it.
Me too.
Actually, maybe I do. Could you just expand a little bit on soft share? Like what is
like
that?
a soft invite?
Maybe.
Okay, so did you?
Patty used the word soft share, right?
Oh, my bad. Patty?
Is that right?
Oh. Sorry, it's like whack-a-mole. I hit it, you hit it, I hit it.
So a soft share can be something as simple as sharing a recipe. And
Whoa.
Julie, are you okay?
What was that?
Did it hurt?
Sorry, Patty. Go ahead.
That's okay. So a soft share can be something as simple as sharing a recipe and saying that you guys are talking about it in your group, in your accountability group. You don't have to say anything about an invite. You don't have to say anything, but you're sharing a recipe in this secret accountability group, and people are going to go, what? Wait, that's a really good looking recipe. And what is this group she's talking about? And what do I need to do to get in? So I do a lot of little jabby, soft posts like that. And then maybe after 2 or 3 of those, I'll actually do at the bottom of the post, if like, say add me if you want to get in my accountability group or something like that. Like tonight I did an add a girl for one of the girls in the group who lost 2 pant sizes, who's a busy mom of 3, who works full time. And I gave her an add a girl, and I just told a little bit about her story. And then I didn't say she drank Shakeology. I didn't throw up anything about Beach Bite. I just said she decided to make changes and push her excuses aside. And, just you go read my post. It's definitely a soft post, but I did at the end say, if you want, my group starts in a week and a half. I put the date. And then people are saying, count me in. And if they're a brand newbie, then I immediately message them. Even if they like it, I message them. If somebody likes that post, I totally message them. So I should probably have 20 people to message tomorrow, I'm hoping. So anyway, so you could pick any topic. Shout outs are great for soft posts, and they don't have to be invites at all, but they're going to be like, what is she doing? And always reference, your fitness and accountability group, your health group, however you want to call it, but it's just a little soft post. That make sense? Okay. Oh, Julie?
Yeah, getting back to the call to action, I don't feel like I'm still understanding. Can you give me some examples, any of you 3, on, let's say you're posting about a workout or drinking Shakeology. What goes through your mind when you're doing that post so that you remember to have a call to action in there, so that I can just use that like as a trigger to think of to make sure I have my call to action?
Since I'm still off mute, I'm gonna speak on that. I don't think that every post has to have a call to action. A workout post can be inspiring, and at the end you can say, I'd love you to join me, but that gets kind of like, I think it gets kind of redundant, and you guys can chime in on that. I think call to actions have to be kind of when you're building up to an invite. So every maybe 3 to 4 days, you have a call to action, but it doesn't have to be after every post. That's for darn sure. Mine certainly don't. I want to, at the end of my post, make sure I think about if I made somebody laugh, made somebody smile, made them think, added value to their lives. All that is going on a daily basis. But the call to actions, I think, don't need to be at the end of every post. Just when because you're going to be inviting for your group for almost 2 weeks prior to when the group starts. So that's when the call to actions kind of build up. And then your free group, you've got that at a different time, and your call to action before that. So every couple of days you'll have one for like your next group that you're doing right in 2 weeks. So that's when you kind of start thinking about call to action. Does that make sense?
Okay. Oh, I guess I misunderstood.
Oh, I think that, I think for me, like what we were talking about earlier, Julie, and I'm glad you asked for clarification, because now that I think about how you were thinking about it, I was as clear as mud. But I don't like to put a call to action at the end of like a Shakeology post. I really am more like Patty said, did I make them think? Did I make them think about, are they healthy on the inside? Or did I make them think about the amazing ingredients that are in it? Or holy cow, I did pay this much money for a shot of wheatgrass the other day at Whole Foods and it tasted like the lawn. You know, so I think that, and I learned this from Patty, you know, if they're commenting, if they're liking, then I will reach out to them behind the scenes. Sorry, I keep having stuff fall off my wall. I'll reach out to them behind the scenes and say, you know what? I'm so glad that, you know, you're enjoying my post. Have you tried Shakeology? Or, you know, what are you wanting, you know, are you doing a fitness program now? How's it, you know, are you enjoying it? I would love for you to join us. You know, we've got so many people, and I love y'all's posts about your virtual workout partners. That's such a great idea. And I think those get a lot of traction. And right there, that's a door open for you to reach out to someone behind the scenes. Is that better? Julie?
Yeah, I guess I'll get with you, Patty, because I know you've told me that I don't do enough call to actions, and I realize I would never put a call to action on every post because that would drive people nuts. But I think it's a weakness that you've talked to me about, so I'll get with you maybe one-on-one or box or something and see what you exactly mean and if I understand it correctly. So
Perfect.
I think it's a fantastic sign that it's 5 after 10 and we're talking because somebody still asked a question. This was an awesome call. I'm not trying to close us out. If anybody has another question, that's fine, but I'm just excited because I think this was a great call.
It was good. Thank you, guys.
Oh. So is it daylight there yet, Julie, or getting ready to be?
no,
Oh, okay.
because it's only 5 in the morning. So what, sunrise I think is what, 6:30. So
Okay. Yeah, the sun's
it's still
setting.
dark.
Yeah. I still have a little bit of daylight here.
Do you? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, this is
I'm on
crazy,
my
isn't it?
That's
what I
what I
get
love
for
about
being
this
in California.
business.
Yes, we can take it everywhere.
Yep.
I have my windows open at 64 and humidity at 40%, so I'm not going to complain.
Shut up.
I knew I was going to.
Next time I see you, I'm just going to shove your nose in my armpit. All right.
I'm not
And
saying
take a
anything.
picture. Take a picture of that. Don't forget.
Oh, we will.
You will take a picture. God.
All right, y'all.
Oh my
You
gosh.
guys are awesome.
I don't even know how to wrap this up. We talked about so many things.
I know.
Thank you all.
Well,
Thank you guys.
If you guys have
Kim?
more questions, just post them in the whatchamacallit, in the
group.
group. Thank you. And then, you know, we can keep answering those questions. So that's good. And Barbara, I'm praying for your family.
Be safe, Barbara.
Can I end the call
Yeah.
with one little teeny shout out? I didn't post it in the group because we had this call going on. I didn't want to post it, but Barbara signed another coach a couple days ago.
Yay!
I know.
You
She
go,
was
girl.
So close.
There's
But
a high five.
I wanted to post. I'm like, if I post it, then this is going to get lost and all that up. So I thought I would just give her a live shout out. So way to go, girl.
Barbara.
Good job, Barbara.
Keep us posted on what's going on with you guys. With you, okay? All right.
All
Good
right,
night,
y'all. Nighty
Night.
night.
Night, all.